At Walker Industries, we acknowledge that all employees have a right to work in a safe and healthy environment. Our commitment to maintain this environment is achieved by continually improving our health and safety performance, educating, training, and motivating supervisors and employees to demonstrate safety excellence, exercising due diligence, and performing responsibly by complying with legislated requirements as set out by the Occupational Health and Safety Act. Not only is safety an integral part of our business at Walker Industries, it is a core value. The company is committed to providing a safe workplace at all times. We have achieved this by living and working in a strong safety culture that is made up of 7 philosophies, including pride in work, cooperation, cohesion, communication, participation, plan to work safe, and just think. This workplace culture encourages the values and beliefs that all injuries and illnesses are preventable. The Occupational Health and Safety Act is based on the Internal Responsibility System, also referred to as the IRS. In this system, Walker Industries, you and your supervisor are jointly responsible for health and safety within the workplace. The Occupational Health and Safety Act also outlines the rights and responsibilities for all workplace parties. Every employee has 3 basic rights. Workers have the right to know about any potential hazards to which they may be exposed. WMIS plays an important role in giving workers this information. Workers have the right to refuse work that they believe to be unsafe. Workers have the right to be a part of the process of identifying and resolving workplace health and safety concerns. With your rights also come responsibilities. Here are several responsibilities that are required by you and your supervisor. You are required to work in compliance with the Occupational Health and Safety Act and company policies. Use all machinery and equipment for the way you were trained. Use any required personal protective equipment. Report any hazards to your supervisor. And to help maintain and promote safe working conditions. Supervisors are required to ensure employees adhere to the Occupational Health and Safety Act. Make employees aware of the existence of any potential or actual dangers to their health and safety. Ensure employees work safely and use any required safety equipment. Take every precaution reasonable under the circumstances to protect employees. An important part of the safety process at Walker Industries is the involvement of our joint health and safety committees. Both management and worker members collaborate together to correct safety issues and continually move our safety culture forward. Many members are certified through the Workplace Safety and Insurance Board. Joint Health and Safety Committee members' responsibilities and duties include monthly safety talks, monthly inspections, quarterly meetings, accident investigations, responding to concerns and hazardous conditions in the workplace. A hazard is any practice, behavior, condition, or combination of these that can cause injury, illness, or property damage. It is important for you to know how to recognize and correct hazardous situations. Correcting a hazardous situation can prevent a serious injury from occurring. Hazards are classified in 4 types. Physical, such as mobile equipment, machinery, noise, and dust. Chemical, such as exposure to solvents, gases, vapors, and fumes. Ergonomic, for instance, improper lifting, poor lighting, repetition, and poorly designed workstations. Biological, like mold, fungus, and viruses. Once a hazard is identified and reported immediately to your supervisor, there are ways to correct and work safely with them by using engineering controls such as machine guarding, administrative controls such as developing policies and procedures or providing training, and the use of personal protective equipment known as PPE. At Walker Industries, PPE is required to ensure your safety for various tasks you may perform. Your safety equipment should be inspected before each use. If you notice any damage to your PPE, it should be reported to your supervisor immediately. The types of personal protective equipment used most often depends upon your workplace. This includes hard hats, safety boots, and reflective clothing, like vests and coveralls. Eye and face protection such as safety glasses and face shields. Hearing protection such as earplugs or earmuffs are mandatory in designated high-level noise areas. Fall arrest devices are required when you are working at a height of 3 meters or more and include a harness and a lanyard that are attached to a suitable anchor point. Respirators may be required when working in an environment where your breathing could be affected by dust, vapors, fumes, or chemicals. Other safety equipment may include gloves and coveralls. When working with rotating equipment or moving machinery parts, long hair, loose clothing, and jewelry is prohibited. Employees should always be aware of their own safety while performing their duties with respect to safe lifting and carrying. Remember the acronym: back straight, avoid twisting, close to the body, keep the lift smooth. Always size up the load, and if it is too heavy, ask for help. Compressed gases are dangerous because they are under pressure and should be handled with care. Ensure cylinders are stored upright and secured. Only trained employees are permitted to do welding and cutting. No one should look at an arc without proper eye protection. Always face the ladder or access equipment when climbing up and down, and ensure that 3 points of contact are maintained at all times. Ladders should be set on a firm, level surface. Always use the right tools for the job and use them for their intended purpose. Good housekeeping is an essential part of your job. Materials, tools, and other equipment should be kept out of walking and working areas and properly stored when not in use. Pre-operation checks must be completed at the beginning of each shift and documented on the operator inspection report. Inspecting the vehicle before each shift can help detect problems before they become more serious. Pinch points and rotating equipment should be guarded. Covers, shields, or other types of effective guards must be in place to prevent anyone from coming in contact with moving parts. Always keep fire extinguishers accessible. Keep fire safety access areas clear and free of clutter, and never smoke in fueling areas. Always obey speed limits, signs, and be aware of alarms at your work site, including backup alarms of mobile equipment. Every employee needs to remain alert and stay a safe distance away from the danger zone of mobile equipment. Seat belts must be properly adjusted by all occupants whenever a vehicle is operated. There are times when you need to work on equipment that may become energized. Lockout is a safety procedure for securing the controls of machinery and equipment to prevent the dangerous release of energy. You must make sure you lock out all sources of energy before proceeding with any work. Energy sources may include electrical, hydraulic, chemical, pneumatic, and compressed gases. Some pieces of equipment may include more than one source of energy, so more than one area may need to be locked out. To ensure effective lockouts, follow these safe lockout steps. Identify all sources of energy. Isolate or neutralize all identified main and stored energy sources. Attach locks and tags. Every person working on the equipment must apply and remove their own lock and tags, ensuring their name, date, and reason for the lockout is clearly identified on the tag. Verify zero energy. Proceed with the work following safe procedures. Upon completion of the work, each employee must remove their own lock and tag. Only then can equipment be re-energized. A confined space is a location that is not normally intended for continuous human occupancy and has an atmosphere potentially containing harmful levels of contaminants or unsafe oxygen content. Types of confined spaces can include tanks, vessels, bins, silos, sanitary or sewer access. A hazard assessment must be completed prior to the entry of a confined space. Only employees that have completed confined space training may enter a confined space. The steps to ensure a safe entry are: a confined space permit must be completed and signed off prior to entry. A trained attendant must be at the entry point and monitor all activity in and out of the confined space. Gas monitoring is conducted during the confined space entry to ensure a safe environment. Rescue procedures and equipment must be made available in case of an emergency. All accidents must be reported to your supervisor immediately. The information you provide will be used to complete the Accident Incident Investigation form by your supervisor. It is important to report all near misses because near misses have the potential to cause an accident. Reporting a near miss may help to prevent future accidents or incidents from occurring. In the unlikely event of a workplace injury, Walker Industries is committed to accommodating any physical restrictions through our Return to Work program. The Workplace Safety and Insurance Act outlines the responsibilities of all workplace parties. The 3 workplace parties involved include your healthcare provider, your supervisor, and you. In these instances, both the company and the injured worker share responsibility for the success of the modified work plan. With thorough communication and cooperation, we are able to ensure a timely and safe return to work. All employees are required to know and follow emergency procedures at their work locations. Employees should be familiar with fire extinguishers, eye wash stations, first aid and spill kits, and the emergency response plan, including contact numbers. Our emergency plan helps employees handle potentially serious events occurring at their location by first, providing contact information for emergency services. Second, identifying and utilizing evacuation locations. Third, describing duties and responsibilities for employees, such as meeting and directing emergency vehicles, assessing the situation, securing the scene, and providing first aid. This video has provided you with important information to ensure your health and safety while working at Walker Industries. Remember, never perform a task if you are unsure of it or have not been properly trained to do it. Always ask your supervisor, safety manager, or a member of the Joint Health and Safety Committee for clarification. Safety begins with you. Your attitudes and actions will support the belief that workplace injuries can and must be prevented. In this video, we have explored your rights and responsibilities, Joint Health and Safety Committees, hazard awareness, personal protective equipment, safety on the job, lockout procedures, confined spaces, accident reporting, return to work, and emergency procedures. No job is so important or so urgent that you cannot take the time to do it safely. It is up to you to use this information and just think. Live the culture, a superior safety culture.